What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Born to Heal, a very, very special SummerSlam edition. That's right, it is SummerSlam, the second biggest WWE party of the year. Obviously, WrestleMania being number one. Joining me, as always, is our own heel, Tyler Heavy T. Soto. What's going on, my friend?
I hate people and I hate things that aren't wrestling. That's very simple. Short, straight to the point.
That is going to be on your tombstone.
There you go. There you go.
I love it. Are you pumped? Are you getting excited for SummerSlam?
I actually am. I'm honestly, I'm not as excited as I normally am, but I think that's because a good part of me has been invested in the Olympics so far.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, that's been really fun to watch. But the excitement is still very much there. This is going to be a really good SummerSlam. We may see a comeback or two. We may see a couple surprises here or there.
More on that later. I'm going to ask
we
you
will get there. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
We will cross that bridge. But first bridge we're going to cross is just some updates from recent Raws and SmackDowns of what we've seen. Obviously, a lot of it we'll be covering when we make our picks when we go match per match for SummerSlam. But not in SummerSlam is Jey Uso. Yeet himself. No match, but he still could be there. Again, more on that later. Obviously, he's currently taking on the Judgment Day single-handedly, one match at a time, and beating their ass. But other than that, the Wyatt Six, we finally saw all of them, really, maskless, finally. So we obviously knew who they were, right? So that's was a surprise. But they actually fought in the ring a little bit when they came in on Chad Gable and his Creed brother bros, as I call them.
Yeah, man.
Thoughts?
They're so cool, dude. They are so cool. So we are getting their first match the Monday after SummerSlam. So the Raw after SummerSlam. I'm very curious to see how this is going to work out because there's not supposed to be any spooky stuff going on inside the actual match itself. So I'm very interested to see how they're going to do it. But God almighty, have I missed seeing that finishing move, Sister Abigail. That thing is so sick.
It is definitely must-watch television, and we say week in and week out here for the last month because it has been. It really has.
True.
Shall we just jump right into it, match by match?
I think we have to. Just jump
All right.
in.
And we'll give our picks. Your boy during Clash of the Castle was undefeated? No, Money in the Bank. Money in the Bank.
Money in the Bank, yeah.
I was undefeated pick champion. So you got some big shoes to fill here, MVT.
You know what? We got 2 more matches than we did at Money in the Bank. So let's see if you can go 7 for 7 instead of 5 for 5.
Let's jump right into it. CM Punk, Drew McIntyre was special guest referee Seth freaking Rollins. It's gonna be exciting. What's your take on this? Because I know you're excited for this one.
This one is as down the line as you can get. I could see cases for both dudes winning. It's going to be interesting with Seth being in there in his puffy ref shirt, which I thought was great. That was hilarious. I honestly do not know who ends up winning. However, I'm going to give the slight edge to Drew. Drew's been taking it and taking it and taking it. I think he beats Punk this weekend. And my thinking is it really comes down to Rollins. Rollins doesn't
100%.
Rollins does not like Drew. But I think he hates Punk more than he doesn't like Drew. So I think something's going to happen to where they're both going to kind of screw over Punk and Drew ends up winning. But like I said, I could very much see it going the other way. I'm going to officially pick Drew, but if it goes the other way, I will not be surprised at all. This is going to be a blood fight. And this is probably like the biggest blood feud in WWE that I can think of in a while.
Yeah, it's
so there's some hatred here.
Straight.
So yeah, we'll see, man. But I got Drew, barely.
Okay, yeah, I'm very interested to see. Obviously, the Seth Rollins is going to make or break whoever wins. It's going to come down to that, obviously. So that's going to be the most intriguing part about this whole matchup here. And Punk hasn't fought in a while too. So
yeah, Punk hasn't done anything physical in the ring since the Rumble, which was back in January.
Yeah, so he's been out, obviously making great speeches and getting into Drew McIntyre's head, which he's very good at. I think the storyline continues of almost there but failing with Drew McIntyre. I think that's what's going to happen here again. I'm going to go ahead and say he got his big Money in the Bank win, and then he blew it right away, which caused this whole mess. I'm going to go with Punk on this one. I just have a feeling the people's favorite here, Punk, is going to win this match.
Yeah, this is one, like I said, if I get it wrong, I have no problem with it. This is going to be a great match either way.
Let's see if there are betting odds. Remember, we found betting odds for Money in the Bank.
True.
We may be a little too early for the odds here. Oh, nope, here we go. They are not out yet.
Love that.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Oh well, because I was gonna say that one's probably one of the closest ones. I think.
If there was betting on this, I'd have to say they're both like plus 125. Like literally anybody.
They're going to be close. Another one that I think is pretty 50-50 as well, and that is the United States Championship with Logan the Maverick Paul and our boy LA Knight. Yeah.
Nah, so this one, I think it's very simple. This one has to be LA Knight. LA Knight has to win this. They've put him as the you're really close, but you're not there yet champion, or soon to be champion. They've booked him as that. Now is the time, especially with Knight showing up at Logan's house, which I thought was hilarious. Chilling in his pool. Yeah, just chilling in his pool, just vibing. Knight needs to win this. Nothing against Logan. I know people have not been real big on Logan being the United States champion, since I think he only has 2 defenses while he's been champion. But at the same time, this dude has been seen everywhere with that belt, so he's definitely bringing people in. It's not like a Brock Lesnar type where he just shows up and then just disappears for like 6 months. Then shows up again.
He's
like
everywhere.
Logan. Yeah, even outside of WWE, Logan is seen, and everywhere he goes, he has his title. So he's definitely brought eyes to the product. However, I think LA Knight wins it here. I think he has to win it here, just to get not only for people to like, okay, relax, we got the belt back on a full timer, but just because he has to win it. He just has to win it.
Okay. Well, our boy Logan Paul did get a title defense win at WrestleMania, so he has the big match win. His intro entrance was spectacular with the Prime truck and the everything. And
I'm trying to remember, who did he defend it against at Mania?
Yeah, I don't even remember.
I honestly cannot remember.
All I remember was the Prime truck. That's really all
I mean, the Prime truck was dope, but I legit, for the life of me, I cannot remember who he faced at WrestleMania.
Yeah, I don't. Oh, man, I just remember him. But yeah, and LA Knight, like you said, he's SmackDown needs something there. They're missing something.
Yeah.
And him getting the belt, I think he would be there more and be and maybe give another championship quality wrestler star on SmackDown to kind of help storyline around, because the bloodline thing is getting real old every week in my eyes. It's the same ending every time.
Yeah.
So maybe LA wins. I am kind of leaning Paul.
Okay.
Because when I look at the ratio of heels to baby faces who have titles, and who I think is going to lose them,
that's actually interesting. That's not something I thought of. That's an interesting little take on it. Okay, I see where you're going.
I can see Logan Paul winning, and then these two will fight again, maybe this winter or at WrestleMania next year, or similar. So I think there's still more of a story to tell, no matter who wins between these two. That's going to continue on in the future, is what I'm trying to say. It seems fresh with their little feud.
Okay, so his 2 title defenses, one was at the Royal Rumble.
Yes.
And that one was against Kevin Owens. That one I do remember, because he was trying to use the brass knucks. Owens took him away, But at the same time, the one time the ref actually does his job, he saw Owens with the Nux, and he gave him the DQ.
Yeah,
I'll retain.
the Nux will make an appearance
Oh, totally,
this
yeah.
Saturday for sure.
The WrestleMania defense was against Owens and Randy Orton. I do not remember that at all.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
It was a trio match.
Yeah, like I said, I remember for the
That's right.
triple threat, I remember the Prime Truck, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, yeah.
Like now part of that's my own fault because everybody remembers how the way Mania ended.
I remember now he used the brass knuckles on Randy Orton this time. At the end,
I'm slowly getting some
Yeah.
memories back, so I vaguely remember that. But
Yep.
yeah, just 2 title defenses. So LA Knight, come save us, baby.
I'm taking Paul. So we're split so far. We're split.
Okay.
Okay, let's go to the Intercontinental Championship, and they have been playing this up now on Raw for a minute. And poor Sami Zayn, if he has to take one more Braun Breaker spear when he's not looking, I don't know if his back can take it. But Sami Zayn and Braun Breaker again, part two here. I think this was going to be very, very interesting. I think we're going to have the same pick though, with who wins in this one. But I mean, Sami Zayn is so fun, but I'll be honest, I was watching him the other night, and his gimmick kind of gets old, doesn't it? A little bit.
A little bit. I can only this is just a personal thing. I can only take so much of the I'm a good guy who always defies the odds. I can only take so much.
Yeah, but it's like yeah. And I'm kind of at that point with you. And he's been fighting a lot lately on Raw, so it's like almost every week.
He's been a good champion, but I'll be honest, Breaker is going to win, and not only does he win, I'm going to go ahead and say that he wins between 3 and 5 minutes. It's going to be a quick one. It's going to be a squash.
Oh my goodness.
I need him. I am still pissed that he didn't win at Money in the Bank. And the reason that they didn't book him on that to win is because, they wanted him to win it on a bigger show. Well, your show would be bigger if you made him win. Just saying. That's how you elevate a smaller pay-per-view to a big one. And Money in the Bank is already one of their top 5 pay-per-views of the year.
Yeah.
So I don't know where that logic even comes from. But no, he needs to win this, and he needs to win it within 3 to 5 minutes. He needs to absolutely destroy Sami.
I think he's going to get him with a spear, and Sammy's just done. Just flat.
Bro, I want Sammy's head to come off. Like, that needs to happen. That needs to happen. Please don't.
It's going to look like Braveheart in the ring.
That is in a joking context. Please, nobody come after me.
All right. I agree. I think Breaker gets it this time. And because I think Sami Zayn, we're going to be seeing, and they've already teased it a little bit with him and Jey Uso a little bit. So I think, which I find interesting and on purpose, because if he loses his championship here to Breaker, some sort of tag team or something, maybe Jimmy comes back for the blood.
Yeah, so this is
they're setting it up a little bit.
This happened about a year before you started watching. Sami was actually a member of the original Bloodline.
Yeah, I remember seeing pictures. Yeah, okay. He did not fit in. Yeah.
He didn't fit in, but at the same time, he fit in.
I know.
It was excellent TV. So fun to watch. So that you could be onto something there. Maybe they come back with Roman as like the OG Bloodline or something like that. But because again, we will get to that. We will get to that.
They did a tag team match a couple weeks ago together. Yeah. They won against the Judgment Day. And then Jay came out this Monday and helped him at the end against Breaker.
I did see that, yeah.
So they're building something there with that.
And they did have a secret handshake in foam fingers, which is beautiful to watch.
That was cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm in it. I am all in on those two becoming a thing and friends, which they already are, but I mean like more around them because they needed to do something with Jay. They need to do something with him. Let's just go back to this. I love it. Okay, let's move on. Let's go to the we'll save that one for second to last. Let's go to the Women's Championship. Bayley and the Queen of the Ring, Nia Jax. I think we could be split on this, maybe. I just lost my come on, there you go. Come on, internet, you could do it. I think we're going to be split on this, but maybe not. I don't like Jax at all. I don't like her style. I think her, whatever it's called, the Annihilator, where she just pretty much slowly sits on you, which is like one of the worst ending moves there is. It's dumb. I hate the way she sits there. It's just it makes me cringe heavily every time it happens. So, and my daughter's a huge Bayley fan. And yes, Bayley is on her second reign. She just recently got it at WrestleMania. I guess I say recently, but man, like this year's going by quick. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But her story since become the champion, and we've talked about this off the pod as well. It's almost like that they don't know what to do with Bayley. She's trying to be this role model, this character, and it's not quite seeming fitting to me with everything. She's friends with Naomi now. She's friends with the what's her name? I can't think. The feisty one.
Oh, I think you're thinking Selena Vega.
No, Mia. Is it Mien?
Oh, Mia Yim.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
So I think having Jax get the title and kind of working on Bayley's character a little bit could be in order. With that being said, I hate Jax. I'm taking Bayley.
This one, I'm a little split down the middle. I love Bayley. Bayley to me is a great champion. I think she does wonders with the crowd and everything.
Mm-hmm.
However, I could see Jax winning to further a storyline because she is cool with Tiffany Stratton at the moment.
Yes.
Tiffany Stratton is Miss Money in the Bank.
Mm-hmm.
So I could see Jax winning to further a storyline with that.
Okay, could you see Bayley winning and then Stratton cashing in?
I could see it. I really hope not. I'd like her to hold on to the briefcase for a while longer, but I could definitely see that happening. I also really hope that Jax does win and Stratton cashes in on her immediately. I don't want Stratton to cash in at SummerSlam. I would like her to hold it. I hate myself for this. I really do. I'm gonna have. I think I'm gonna pick Nia to win because I think they are gonna end up furthering the storyline between her and Tiff, and I hate picking that, but that is gonna be my choice.
Hurt my soul.
It hurts my soul too.
Hurts my soul. But I'm still taking Bayley. We're split on 3 so far, right? Wow.
Bayley has my heart, and I'm trying not to think with my heart. So
I'm going with it.
I get it. I understand. Justified. I get it.
Moving on to the Women's World Championship. This one's going to be
this one.
Days of Our Lives episode. Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley.
I'll be honest. If it wasn't for a certain someone possibly coming back, which again we'll get to in a bit, I think this should headline.
Yeah, I agree.
I think this should be the main event.
Yes.
This has been a fantastic story. And I know it's gotten a little soap opera-ish, but this has just been a great story to dive into all the way. Also, Liv Morgan, if you listen to this, will you marry me? That's number one. No, it'd be the second person to live. I'd like to
single again. She's single and she is not hitting her well right now.
and she burned all the Dom stuff. Girl, I got you. Just let me know. I got you.
She's doing the typical crazy ex-girlfriend stuff.
Exactly.
I love it.
So, in all seriousness, this is a match, and this is I'm gonna go with the prediction that I had a couple weeks ago, and that is not Dominic, but Finn is gonna do something. Finn Balor is gonna do something in this match to screw Rhea over.
Mm-hmm.
And to keep the title on Liv Morgan. I have a gut feeling.
He's a tag team champion right now with JD.
He's a tag team champion, but you got to remember, Liv is the reason that he is a tag team champion.
My man.
So that did happen. And, also going back to Raw this past week, Rhea and Damian were telling Finn, like, hey, if you need help against Gunther, we got you back. And he was very standoffish. He's very like, I don't need your help. Like, I got this. He's like, you guys can deal with it, like your stuff on your own. Let me deal with my stuff on my own.
Mm-hmm.
I think he realizes, and I think as sad it is to say, the current form of the Judgment Day, I think, is done after this weekend. I think Finn leaves, and because JD is his tag partner, JD ends up going with him. So, yeah, like I said, I think Finn Balor ends up doing something to screw over Rhea. Liv ends up retaining.
Okay. I think Liv wins as well.
Oh, okay.
I'm on the Liv train here. I am on, dude. A heartbroken girl, angry like that, coming into. Oh my goodness.
Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned, dude. Oh my god.
She is going to, and I think it would be wrong of the WWE to give it right back to Rhea that quickly.
I think. I don't know if it would necessarily be wrong because, in all honesty, Rhea probably should have held it at least till SummerSlam if it wasn't for the injury.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's necessarily wrong. However, I think you can get a better storyline with Liv retaining. I think you can get more out of that.
100%. And with her and her injury and being gone, then they struck gold with the storyline that they came up with. Like, it is great.
Oh, it was genius. Yeah, it was absolutely genius.
Okay. Speaking of the Judgment Day, and we'll be quick on this one because I think we both know where this one's going. Damian Priest, Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship. And why is Gunther going to win?
Gunther's going to win because he hates poor people. So, like, honestly, him with Damian these past couple of weeks, especially when they're in Green Bay and he looks at the fans, he's like, "You're all bubs," which is like hilarious stuff, dude. Gunther is just a monster.
Yes.
Like, you saw the fight he had against Finn. Those chops were personal, man. Like, Gunther is just so good. And I cannot wait for his crowning at SummerSlam. I'm going to be honest. I think Damian has done as best of a job as he could with this title. If Gunther loses, I'm actually going to be pissed.
I'm going to be surprised, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm going to be actually mad if Gunther loses. Gunther wins this match. I think they draw it out a bit. I don't think it's a squash match necessarily. I think they draw it out, but I think Gunther wins pretty decisively.
I'm kind of with you there. And like you said, the dismantling of the current Judgment Day, this will have a huge implication on that as well.
That is also, actually, yeah, I don't know why I didn't even think of that. That is also true, yeah.
Interesting there. We're on the same page, I think, for what, 3 straight now? No, 2 straight. So you're saying that both the Queen and the King of the Ring are going to win?
Yes. And like I said, it's more, I see them furthering the story with Nia and Tiff, and that bugs the hell out of me. But no, I think Gunther's a very easy choice here.
Okay. Up last, which will probably be the last fight, if I had to guess.
I believe they have already announced that it's the main event. Yeah.
It's Cody Rhodes versus Jacob Fatu featuring Solo Sikoa.
The funny thing is,
I'm not wrong. Yeah.
The funny thing is that when Jacob Fatu was signed, WWE was very hesitant to bring him in immediately because they had legitimate fears that Jacob would overshadow Solo. And I remember hearing that report. I'm like, come on.
It just happened.
He can't be that good. And I'm like, oh my God, he's that good. He is really good. Yeah. So yeah, I think those fears were definitely warranted.
What he did on SmackDown last week was absolutely incredible.
Dude, he is like,
he's a beast.
I'm going to use this term. He is a physical specimen.
He is.
Like, he is a monster. But unfortunately, he is not in this match.
Well, I'm sure he'll play a part.
Oh, I'm sure he'll be in this match, but he's not in the match, if you know what I mean.
Cody Rhodes and Solo Sikoa. Finally, this end of every SmackDown for what seems like the last 2 months will finally be settled in the ring. Now, interesting things at play here. And we're going to talk about one of them here shortly. But one of them is the last couple of weeks, Cody has had Kevin Owens and the Viper, or Randy Orton, help him. And both times he was forced to watch as they got beat up to like a pulp. Is that kind of storyline going to play anything into this, you think? That part of it with Randy Orton and KO?
I think it's potentially yes. So first off, I'm going to go ahead and say, because I'm going to explain. I'm going to go ahead and say that Cody wins.
Okay.
But
I agree.
This is what I think happens. I think Owens and Orton do the best that they can to fend off the bloodline. Jacob, Tama, and whoever else.
Who was the one who? Yeah, which one of the brothers was rocking the eye patch like number 2 from Austin Powers?
I don't remember, dude. There's so many of them. I don't remember who's
so many targets.
There's so many. Yeah, Tama and Tonga. So I think Orton and Owens come out to help, but it's not enough, and they're still getting battered. You're going to see Solo have the win in his grasp, and then something's going to happen. Now, I don't know if this man gets in the ring or if the music just hits, but I think Roman returns right here. I think this is where he comes back, and he returns, and he's either enough to distract Solo, or he actually gets in the ring and hits Solo with a spear, allows Cody. Here's the only thing, too. I don't want to see Cody just crawl over Solo after Roman hits the spear. Cody still needs to look strong. I'll say Roman hits him with the spear. Cody picks him up, hits him with 2 more crossroads on top of that, pins him, Roman's back. And on top of that, he walks out with Jimmy, Jay, and Sammy.
I was going to say, that's how I think Jay is going to make an appearance here. How cool would it be if the music pops up and it looks over and he's staying there with Paul Heyman, Jimmy, and Jay at that moment?
If it's Paul Heyman, Jimmy, Jay, and Sammy, I think that would be a legitimate moment. So looking ahead, because I know some people have speculated, what if The Rock comes back? I think they're saving that. And what I think they're saving that for is for this pay-per-view that's specifically a little bit closer to WrestleMania. It could be the Royal Rumble, but I'm going to go one step further and say they're saving it for Survivor Series. It's close enough to the holiday season. It's close enough to the Rumble. It's close enough to Mania. And more importantly, Survivor Series, I don't believe it's official, but all things are indicating that it is going to be at the Intuit Dome here in Inglewood, California.
Ooh.
And who lives out here? Oh, The Rock does.
And you, Heavy T.
Oh, yes, that too. Yes. Yeah. So I think The Rock comes back at Survivor Series, but I think Roman specifically comes back and helps Cody defeat Solo here at SummerSlam.
And I also think that Jay and Jimmy will make an appearance together.
Yes, I believe so, yeah.
As well. That was going to be my big prediction. I think the Roman Reigns is kind of a no-brainer. Everyone kind of expects it, which would be really funny if it just doesn't happen.
I mean, it could not happen. Yeah. It would be. I think here's the other thing I'm thinking of, and I don't think this is what happens, but it would be really interesting is if it's not Roman that comes back, but if it's The Rock that comes back, because he did say he would be back, and he just beats the piss out of Cody, and Solo, does the Samoan spike and just covers him 1, 2, 3, and Solo's your champion. I don't think it's gonna go that way.
No,
but I'm just saying you can never say never.
That's true.
You can never say never.
That's true.
So I think it's more the Roman Reigns returning, but The Rock returning, I would be like, oh my God. And then immediately after, like, oh no, it's happening. So it's going to be, I don't know, man. This main event's going to be an interesting one. Like I said, I'm going to pick Cody to win.
It's going to be brutal.
I have a feeling
it's going to be brutal. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not going to be as spectacle as big as the WrestleMania main event was, but it's going to be up there. You're going to have a surprise return of somebody. You just don't know who.
Yeah. Is John Cena going to make an appearance at this SummerSlam?
I will say no. I will say no. Yeah, I'll say no because it's in Cleveland. The American, viewers already know he's coming back for like 1 year and that's it. I'll say no.
Any other surprises you think besides?
Oh, surprises.
The Undertaker was a surprise at WrestleMania.
I mean, yeah. I'm thinking surprises. I'm gonna say Charlotte's not really cleared to wrestle yet.
Yeah.
I don't think Becky comes back for a surprise.
No.
Trying to think who else is out. Like if I'm obviously missing someone who's out.
Could Brock Lesnar return or no?
He could.
That would be more of like a WrestleMania type.
Well, Triple H did come out and say that it's more a Brock decision at this point. So that's an interesting thing too. Is Brock Lesnar was implicated in the lawsuit against Vince McMahon and WWE And I'm not going to explain any more than that. You can go read it yourself because it's not great. But yeah, he was implicated in that lawsuit. But I'm guessing that WWE did its research and its findings and has cleared him, because I feel like Triple H would not be saying, "Oh, it's a Brock thing" on whether or not he comes back if he wasn't cleared in the first place. So but I don't think Lesnar comes back, at least not now.
Okay.
Maybe the Rumble, maybe, but not now.
Okay, recapping real quick. Here's what we got for SummerSlam. I have Punk, you have Drew.
Yep.
We both have Braun Breaker against Sami Zayn. I have Logan Paul. You're taking LA Knight.
Yeah.
We both have Cody Rhodes.
Yes.
We both have Liv Morgan. Yes. I'm taking Bayley because my heart won't allow it, even though my brain says I should probably take Jax. You're taking Jax.
It's like my heart's telling me yes, but my body's telling me no.
and we're both on the ring, General, Mr. King of the Ring, Gunther.
Remember, Gunther hates poor people. Go get your money up, not your money up.
So he's a part of the Imperium, right? But he's never like with them ever.
So that's kind of been broken up.
Okay. But every time he comes out, it says. But I'm like, I haven't seen him stand next to Ludwig Kaiser ever.
That's true. I mean, they could just be kind of holding on to that. Maybe they do come back, but no, Ludwig and Giovanni, I believe they are gone for the most part. And I was kind of skeptical on Ludwig being a singles competitor, but he's actually not that bad. No, he's pretty decent.
He's been entertaining to say the least.
Yeah, I wish he'd be with Gunther, because the way he just wraps that jacket around his arm, it's poetry in motion. Beautiful stuff.
What are you gonna be doing for SummerSlam? You watching at home?
I will be watching at work. So I'm working on Saturday. Man. Yeah,
I'm making some queso and maybe smoke some ribs or something.
I'm definitely gonna order something for lunch. I don't know what. But I'm definitely going to order that, and I'm going to chill and watch SummerSlam. And it works out perfectly, because the Olympics for that day should be over.
Yep.
SummerSlam starts, and then I go home when it's over.
That's it. And then you can watch the Terrence Crawford fight too. Right after.
We'll see about that. We'll see about that.
Pound for pound, and the best in the world, man. He's been in the ring in WWE recently.
It's true. Who did he knock out? He knocked out somebody the other day.
Oh, stupid Grayson Waller.
Yeah, that's what it was. Oh no, it was Austin Theory. It was Austin Theory.
That's right.
Yeah, I can't stand Austin Theory.
Every time I hear their name, I just think of that those dancers from Las Vegas, A-Town to Down Under. But what's their something Down Under in Vegas with their
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, it drives me. I'm like, oh, okay, that's a dumb name to have. But then I can see they're kind of gimmicky, anyways. Yeah. That's enough talk about Waller and Austin Theory right now. Let's call it a merry podcast here. Everybody enjoy the SummerSlam. We're going to have a lot to talk about next week. We're going to be obviously recapping SummerSlam and the Wyatt 6 first match on Monday Night Raw. So we're going to have a lot to talk about next week. I'm excited. Enjoy your week in wrestling. Heavy T will be texting. We'll be probably going back and forth and having fun with it as well. And next week, join us, because we're going to have a lot to talk about, like I said. Enjoy SummerSlam, everybody. We'll see you next week.